go into some StarCraft and keep these games rolling. Bottom right side of the map, our red Protoss player from Armor Team. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on ShoWTimE. He is up against the blue Zerg to the upper left-hand side of Belshir Vestige. It is Bly. Dun dun dun. Bly, Bly, Bly. Hello, Ritfly. How's it going? Thanks for dropping by, tuning in, joining us for some StarCraft this evening. As soon as I get better, we're going to have some awesome fun times on stream. Got some stuff I want to start doing and some videos I want to start making, so fingers crossed I'm going to be able to get that going. Also, something that you guys might not have seen as we will introduce our players in a moment, but I just want to say quickly, I did a new edition of the Natural Expansion, which is our talk show, which I sort of changed into more of a podcast vibe. It's now available on iTunes or on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WardiTV. It's me and Pilly talking for about 40 minutes about the WCS NA Challenger League, his own run through it, some of the storylines, and the rest of it too. I really enjoyed doing it. I think it's one of the best pieces of content I've ever made in StarCraft outside of casting, so if you get a chance, go check that out. It's on the YouTube channel. It was really, really fun to do, and it's going to be what I do in the future with Natural Expansion, because I feel as though it's a nice, fun way to kind of, I think as though it's a nice, fun piece of content to make and to listen to, but maybe I'm biased. So do check it out and let me know if you've got any feedback. Anyways, top left, Bly, our blue Zerg player from Team Expert here, going up against the red Protoss from Armor Team ShoWTimE, who took down DNS 3-0 in the first round of competition today. He's been waiting quite a while for Bly to be ready and to finish up after against Hearthstone, which took quite a bit longer. So, a little bit of an interesting one as we see a couple of drones on the way up here from Bly. Zergling speed will start up, 4 more Zerglings being built and a couple of Queens too. And the Nexus is on the way down, so Nexus coming on up here as well. Nothing too crazy right from the get-go, as you see the Silver Lord continue to move down towards the lower right-hand side of the map. Probe from ShoWTimE will be having a little bit of a scout around and just trying to block the third base for a while. And we will see ShoWTimE with this very standard Stargate opening. Nothing really too crazy about that. So that's pretty cool. As we're going to see these couple of links from Bly going to continue to chase this probe around. Now, one thing I got to say is that ShoWTimE is going to be very crisp in his build orders. And he's going to have very good engagements as well, and I would really be surprised if ShoWTimE let Bly get back into games or stay in games. As, you know, as much as kind of Hearthstone let him get back into some games which he shouldn't have really gone back into and all the rest, so. He's going to be seeing this, Adepts here, moving around. You're going to see a couple of Adepts from ShoWTimE just pressuring early behind this Oracle opening. Would not be surprised at all to see the Twilight Council coming down shortly for the Glaives-based follow-up. There's Bly not doing anything we haven't seen so far either. Just going to be throwing down a Evolution Chamber looking for the melee upgrade. And I guess because it's a Stargate opener, he'll probably just look to play Ling Bane to defend the initial wave of Adepts, and then go in towards a something a little bit different. As we will see though, look at this. ShoWTimE finding an opportunity to do damage, which something Hearthstone didn't find as much of an opportunity to do previously himself, and just sort of abusing the greed of Bly here. 8 workers killed, he'll come back in for a 9th work kill and a 10. Oh no, he actually targeted the Queen instead of target firing a drone down. As the Queen's pulled into the natural, I mean, if the Oracle had hit the main, that would have been pretty huge. He actually lost the Oracle in the end. After the Oracle, we see a Void Raid being built here, so ShoWTimE going to start getting ready to hunt down some Overlords. A little bit of a different way of playing it out than Hearthstone did, but so far to great effect, and ShoWTimE will take a strong early lead against this already. Feelings coming across. They do get rid of one Adept here, but still costs them a couple of Zerglings, of course, and well, there is that melee upgrade now on the way from Bly as well. So setting up into the melee upgrade. Again, the Glaives just build on up. The Lair starts to come on down from Bly as well. So he sets up into this, and yeah, more drones just being produced too. Some more drones popping on out, and some drones towards the upper right-hand side as well here. As to the left-hand side, we'll see some Adepts going to keep on shading forwards. Nexus will be thrown on down by ShoWTimE in this direction as well. And again, more and more Adepts just coming up through the up towards the upper side of the map, so that's going to keep on moving through and look to see what's going on. Melee upgrade is coming down here from Bly, and again this lair is going to be finishing very shortly from Bly up in the main, as Adept's going to be taking a very cautious route, going to shade backwards while approaching the mineral line on foot. Just wants to make the most of this, but have the safety of pulling back. Now he will start a fight against this hatchery, which with a Void Ray coming over too, could be in some trouble. And Bly is starting to make quite a lot of drones, but, well, you know, this hatch is going to take a lot of damage. It's going to be cancelled here, and he gets another drone kill because of it, as the drone that was the hatchery moves away. More Zerglings coming in towards the upper left. There's Oracle of ShoWTimE as well, looking around to see what else is going on. Queen will start target down this Oracle here, and we do see it. I mean, again, no Spore Crawlers from the early game. ShoWTimE just finding ways to abuse Bly and his greed in this series so far. I mean, this is just more drones going down again in the third base too, and ShoWTimE has just made so many Adepts. He's not gone into anything else other than Adepts so far. I mean, now he starts Sentry production, a Forge and a Robo too, but this has paid off for him so nicely. I mean, 17 workers killed. And again, he just found the greediness of Bly and he's abusing it, something which Hearthstone wasn't able to do in his series. You see 18, 19 workers now killed. His Adepts in a little bit of trouble now. We'll just plug the hole between the mineral patches, and it should be the last thing these Adepts do. They do get taken down. But again, what damage. 61 to 43 workers at this point in the game. 20 worker lead for ShoWTimE. He should be very, very happy about this. Again, it's just interesting, right? Like the Oracle, second Oracle comes in and finds an opening where the Spore Crawlers aren't from earlier. More depths than what Hearthstone used, and splitting them up a bit just catches Bly out of position again, and we've had enough units in the right places to deal with it all. More Zerglings coming down to the south side of the map, and Bly still setting up here, see what else is going to go on. One or two probes will get taken down pretty swiftly. And you'll be seeing Azal just warped in between the Cybernetics core and the gateway, so aren't you going to be seeing these things maybe able to break through here, but now an overcharge as well. The Sentry's moving forwards. Doesn't drop a force field, just another overcharge. A lot of Lingers going down before they even reach a mineral line. And that's Stalker. It's not actually really going to stop too much. Probes will pull in. I mean, actually quite a lot of probes going down as to the same time to the third base. Some damage being done. So ShoWTimE does get caught a little bit off guard and does get harassed here nicely by Bly. He's a couple of Banes morphing in ShoWTimE's vision. He's not going to let those get away, so he'll come in and deal sort work his way through these. I mean, a nice attempt by Bly, but it's just not quite going to work. I mean, may as well try though. ShoWTimE is busy elsewhere, looking elsewhere. Maybe just pick up another handful of workers with those Banes, so it's not hard to try. I mean, he loses very little by, you know, expending 2 Banes worth of money on them. I mean, that said, I mean, basically because he gets the cancel. If ShoWTimE let them finish, it would have maybe been a bit more of a waste, but not the case here, as well, Hydra's in production. Oracle comes through, Revelates on the natural expansion. So Revelation dropping down over there, and well, again, more Hydra's built, and Bly going into this composition we've seen him use before today. The ShoWTimE will go into Robobane, a second facility. Now, obviously, this opens up 2 major choices of tech, which is going to be either Colossi or Disruptors. And, well, against a Hydra-based army, either will do the job. Disruptors are a little bit more hit and miss. Colossi are a very stable and secure way to set up into a very strong kind of anti-Hydra force. Now, that said, going into the later stages of the tech from the Zerg play, we see the Lurker Den coming down. Disruptors will have more of a use as Lurkers come into play as well in Colossi, because being able to shoot and just pick off a couple of Lurkers at a time from a distance without really costing you anything is always going to be a great benefit, as we see this Ling Bane run by being shut down by ShoWTimE. Again, good map control so far. And just blinking forwards now, picking off another couple of Zerglings. A Changeling does slide on by. The ShoWTimE feeling as though he may be able to keep on being aggressive. He will go for the Colossi initially here. Very possibly goes up to 2 to 4 Colossi and then switches into Disruptors. One of the powers, one of the powerful features of going into Robobane nowadays, that you can go into this very, very easily, you know, and very quickly. As you see, the Stalker's still just blinking around, trying to catch a few more of these Lings. Doing a pretty decent job about it, as you can be seeing these Stalkers, Sentries, Immortals coming around the top, and actually a couple of these Zealots do get caught here, and the Stalkers continue to work their way through them, so good little bits and pieces of damage. Good little bits and pieces of damage. And, man, ShoWTimE's just on top of his game right now. Not really, I mean, there was that one moment where Bly hit the third base while he ran by into the main, but other than that, ShoWTimE really has been just on point throughout this. Army will click together to the right hand side. A few Banes try and roll in towards the 4th base, but the Stasis Ward will be the saviour. ShoWTimE again just shutting down any attempt from Bly to be aggressive. More Banes will roll into this base now. Overcharge comes down. Probes have to pull away. He'll lose a few here almost definitely, as he pulls them now in towards the base that are about to come out of Stasis. Oh my god, he's stacking those probes up. Overcharges will... Okay, all the probes are going to go down. In the meantime though, ShoWTimE takes down the 4th base. The Lurker Den has finished up and Lurkers are on the map. Oracle with Revelation available, which he'll drop as soon as he sees the Lurkers, I imagine. He actually has an Observer anyway, so he doesn't need them right away. But there is the Revelation anyways, keeping track of that army. A lot of Lings going to the left-hand side. This 4th phase under pressure. The cannon's never coming up over here, so ShoWTimE a little bit undefended, using these Zealot Warpins in the motion for Overcharge to try and hold off, but it's just so many Zerglings. At the same time, though, he's taking down the 4th base of Bly, so to go down to 3 base against 3 base would not be the end of the world from the Protoss perspective. 2 Colossi coming over, and Lings starting to take damage, and they might not have enough damage output to get rid of this Nexus in time, as actually these Colossi now are actually going to be killed by Zerglings. It's not something you see every day. Oh, he actually keeps it alive. Wow. The Nexus stays alive as well. Yes, 10 probes go down, but ShoWTimE starts this army out on the map, and still looking pretty good with it. A Stalker here will find the Morphin in Banes, and again, Bly's attempt to be aggressive is so far not going to work out for him. Hatchery will get taken down, Drone as well, as he does find this upper left base. Bly rebuilding to the right hand side as well, but ShoWTimE doing what ShoWTimE sort of just does best. He takes a few more hits on this Nexus, and that is just to sit back and to wait as we see 14 more Lurkers in production. Bly, it's a lot of Lurkers, buddy. 19 in total, but with Disruptors coming out now, it's sort of what we talked about before. It's a very easy transition for ShoWTimE, and it will start to just be a way in which he can blow up multiple Lurkers at a time with those Disruptors. So that'll be painful. He does lose the space to the left side. The Ling run by being very effective here. And so we're going to see the Stalkers plugging forwards and continue to do a decent amount of damage. There's one Stalker in the back going to be picked off as well in the next few moments. As the Zerglings and Bly just running around, going to go in towards the main base. And there isn't much in the main to help defend. Maybe a couple of Warpins from ShoWTimE. He actually has the Oracle. I guess that will do the job as he finally stops moving. And the Zerglings will go down. So a clean up here from ShoWTimE, again loses a few probes, and I guess more than anything from Bly, it's a distraction mechanism. You know, it distracts and it buys time away from ShoWTimE pushing across the map to end this game, and to end this game, I guess. Right hand side base is actually very low. Missed what happened over here, but obviously took some heavy hits while trying to be set up. ShoWTimE, maybe the Warp Prism coming into play there, and apologies for missing it, of course, as we actually see ShoWTimE now starting to rotate around to the right hand side of the map once more. I'm going to start getting positioned over to the right hand side here, and again looking to see what will happen. These few changes going to keep on moving through, and I mean, I guess a Disruptor shot is a bit of a he just blew up his own sentry. Oh my god, what a disaster by ShoWTimE. He tries to Disruptor shot down Changelings which are running away, and he blows up his own sentry. Well, that's a rather amusing moment, so as we see ShoWTimE invest into the Fleet Beacon and extra Stargates for that real Sky Toss late game scenario now. How much has he left at home? He's left a lot at home to defend run-bys again. Can't blame it at this point. Oh my god, the Disruptor shots here are absolutely huge to get us started. I mean, Lurkers are going to try and burrow on top of the army somewhere in the back, but now obviously that's not really the place to be, although not much anti-air to deal with these Corruptors. So the 2 Colossi in the army do get taken down pretty swiftly. More Disruptors in the back. Obviously, so far their Disruption shots on cooldown. They'll be looking to kind of come into use as these Lurkers move forwards once again. He'll turn and fight and pick off as many Lurkers as possible before they come into play. And he's just doing too much damage here. ShoWTimE picking off everything. And, you know, even if he lost a couple of Colossi, he's got many units back at home. He's got good economy. And Bly just doesn't have a standing army that can realistically stay in this fight. ShoWTimE realizing there's no counterattack coming, does start to pull his army away from that 4th base. And that will be Bly typing out GG. Game 1 goes precinct. To the bottom left hand side of the map, the blue Zerg player from Team Expert is of course Bly. He's going up against the red Protoss player of Armor Team. To the bottom right, it is ShoWTimE. Now Bly does bring a drone across the map very early in this game, and looks as though he wants to bring it in and proxy hatch in the natural to just deny ShoWTimE's expansion here. So ShoWTimE will see that drone and will see the hatchery as well, so he knows it's there. And his immediate response is to just pull a few probes off of the main base mineral line, start to slowly work his way through this. Now, obviously, he'll want to go in towards a Cyber Core pretty quickly, start setting up into that. let's see how that goes. We're going to be seeing the Zealot on the way out too. So I mean, this is a very kind of non-heavy committal way to kind of deal with this, you know, where you just basically a few probes, a Zealot, just going to start working your way through that hatchery, working your way through it and just seeing where you can get to. Now the Cybercore is about halfway done here from ShoWTimE. Zealot pops out and will come on in and start to swipe his way through this as well, this hatchery. Getting punched around a little bit by this Zealot and these probes. But again, I mean, from Bly, this is nothing more than a way to delay the Nexus coming down from ShoWTimE. But of course, ShoWTimE will take advantages from it as well. He'll have a Zealot on the map earlier than usual, and he'll have an Adept earlier than usual too, because he stops the Cybercore earlier than you might expect. And because of that, he will be able to counterattack across the map and maybe force a few more units than what Bly might want to build at this sort of point in the game. So, ShoWTimE will get ready to throw down the Nexus. Again, it's not an ideal build from ShoWTimE. That would have been annoying if you had to go through a hatchery again. That would have been a big, big pain. ShoWTimE will throw down the Nexus now. So again, I mean, a slightly faster Adept. I mean, you got to remember, Bly does invest 300 minerals very early and slows down his gas and his spawning pool because of it, to kind of make that happen too. So it doesn't come for free from Bly. It's not just like, oh, well, ShoWTimE's behind because he got delayed. But, yeah, looking okay in the end is just going to be seeing this Zealot. Still chasing down this drone. Drone being pushed away and will just run away down the low ground now. You can see probe up towards the third base. Patrolling away, actually. Just interesting. Just keeping track of the third base of the Zerg, which is not on the way just yet. So, a little bit of a surprise. We do see two drones picked off already by this Adept. Good micro by Bly for the most part, though. I mean, keeping an extractor down to kind of get one of the damaged drones away. The other drone pulls away in plenty of time, too, so he minimizes the damage, which he could have taken. Which is nice. This probe is still just looking for the third hatch. He's finally going to find it down to the south side here. So he's finally going to see that. There's the robo facility dropping down from ShoWTimE as well. Evo chamber coming up too. And yeah, just going to see a few things coming across the map. I mean, the tech here from ShoWTimE, something we haven't mentioned. The Twilight Council into a robo, and the Dark Shrine coming down. So an Archon drop build order. Chrono in the Twilight. I wonder if he wants to go into Glaives or if that's just a bit of a fake. Either way, Zealot does just sit here currently between the pylon and this robo, ready to keep on defending. As Warp Gate finishes, we'll see another Adept 2 being warped in probably to fight against this. And those Zerglings are going to keep on trying to work their way. That Cybercore, actually the Cybercore taking a lot of damage. I mean, ShoWTimE I think is realizing he might just lose this. It's a bit of an odd time for this number of Zerglings to come across the map. Overcharge comes down as well. Cybercore is indeed lost. Wow. It's a little bit of a weird one, isn't it? Losing the Cybercore. It's a little bit of a weird one. You'll see the Rotoron coming down as well from Bly. It's just setting up into that, and yeah, it's going to be seeing this another gateway coming up as well. So is this is 3 gates. Bit of an interesting one, 3 gates. The third gate's very late, I guess. 2-gate Archon drop has been the kind of the most recent thing. Bly, by the way, does see this Dark Shrine, so you'll be able to morph in some Overseers to get ready to play against that defensively. Some Zerglings go sneak up to the high ground, get turned away though by the Mothership Core. 2 GTs warping in as well, and they will start to head across the map. Some more Zerglings going to try and lift up into a Dropper Lord, and well, that is something which ShoWTimE sees at least, so he knows about the potential of it. As you see, the Lings will just hop on up into the high ground and again see where they can go from there. Archon begins some more fun in, and you will just warp in 2 more DTs, become the second Archon to continue this drop, of course. So that will come up here in the next few moments. More drones building on up. Melee upgrade as well from Bly. I mean, from Bly, super standard, exactly what we've been expecting and seeing from him already today, as the Stalker and the Sentry will be brought forwards as a way to start pushing their way through this Overlord. Get rid of the creeps so you can take a third Nexus. In the meantime, Rush Speed is going to be getting dropped here by Bly, so he's setting up in towards that, and he's going to see the Prism getting pushed away. Only 1 Archon still, which is different. Not quite what you'd expect. 1 DT was warped in at home, I guess, to defend or something, and so bringing this across the map now, we'll be able to join it up. A second Archon will now start to come into play. And the second Archon, of course, can look to jump into the Prism and sort of go from here as well. So 2 Archons in the Prism, and is that an Observer? I think that's an Observer kill. That's pretty neat. Spawn Roach is in a good place to deny harassment on towards the third base. Mineral Line, and Actually, overall, very good defense by Bly here up until this point. ShoWTimE's third Nexus pretty late, considering how fast we oftentimes see third Nexuses in PvZ nowadays. So going into this pretty late on, and again, not finding damage so far really with the Archon drop means that it's been a very, very good game from Bly. I mean, he has taken a little bit of damage, but, well, I mean, mostly that was from the Adept earlier, right? It's pretty crazy. Excuse me again for a few coughs here and there, guys. As you see, the two Archons being lifted back up, and Prism will transfer them over towards the natural expansion. But the other ones, again, look for a bit more damage. You're going to be seeing this first Queen. Should be transfused back up to health, and there's another transfuse available. Bly hits that one as well. Nice, though, to get rid of some of the transfuses. I mean, energy on Queens is actually pretty valuable. It is a resource, and to kind of sap away at that resource with the Archons, it does a pretty good job, you know. It puts you into a nice little position. As the Warp Prism pulls away up through the top side of the map, all the way up through this northern side, away to the away towards the center, I guess. Two Archons will drop down, another DT pushing forwards too, and still just waiting to see what is next. A few more Zealots warping in. ShoWTimE looking as though he wants to make this a bit more of an aggressive push now, so pushing forwards, looking to see what he can get up to. Going to see if he can get some good damage done in the next few moments. Another Archon morphs in. And two more Dark Templar just warping in at the back of this army. Setting up into this. Hallucinated Phoenix will come up in the skies as well. And also push on forwards. Four more Zealots finishing up here as charge upgrade about a little bit of the way done. Whoa, I've completely missed the meter switch. My bad, guys. This is completely just bad observing by me. Bad attention paying skills. Didn't see the spy coming up at all. Maybe you guys did in the production tab at some point. I mean, Bly has been very much so throughout the day, going for meter switch after meter switch, and this is going to be one of those examples. Force field to try and trap the drones, popped twice by the Archon that's trying to chase them down. As this immediately just becomes a bit of a base trade scenario. Obviously, the situation for ShoWTimE is that he knows that his opponent is not going to have that much over here, so he is able to kind of push forwards more, you know, more comfortably, knowing that so much of his opponent's commitment to units, etc., is in those meters, which are currently ravaging his main third base mineral lines. ShoWTimE will send Zealots up towards this fourth base. I think it was the fourth base. I think this was the third that got taken down already. Either way, this upper base is going to start getting taken down. No Bane speed means that these Archons can actually pick off a good amount of them before they connect with the army. And that's actually a pretty big deal, as we're going to see this hatchery does fall, and both players are taking heavy hits to the eco. Stalker's running around trying to help out. Mothership Core here is about to have the energy, but Mirrors may get rid of it just before that. Another charge would be fantastic just to help slow these meters down. Stalker's not attacking as best as they could be, as ShoWTimE still pushing forwards across the map, and now Archon's tanking against the Banes. There's a lot of road Ravager here now, but there's a good amount of Immortals. The Archons too will be very tanky and very effective against the road Ravager force. 44 probes lost for ShoWTimE, 14 left in the well, on the map. These Immortals again going to be nice micro now. The Warp Prism starting to come through, starting to deliver. However, there's not that many Gateway units left to help out. Well, these Immortals on their own going to be enough. Some Zerglin production now could be pretty deadly as we see more Zealots warping in, trying to help out against this. Corrosive Bars are not reaching that Warp Prism, and so the Immortals are still pushing on through, and ShoWTimE is still just about making this happen. Stalkers now are coming across the map after previously being dealing with the Mutalisks all the way on the other side of things. These two Immortals still microing around. Very close situation here, but it feels as though ShoWTimE might just about have enough to push on in with the Stalkers reinforcing, especially. It's just the extra little bit of damage power that he needs to close this out and win game and go for the clean sweep. Or if Bly may have an answer. Bottom right side of the map, the blue Zerg player from Team Expert. It is Bly. He's going up against the red Protoss player to the top left hand side from Armor Team ShoWTimE. Grab a quick drink while we can. Don't forget that all these players today have already earned $400. If you win and get into the winner bracket semis, I believe that's top 6 guaranteed, which means you're guaranteed $600. $1,600 for first place in the WCS challenge, and also, most importantly, top 4 get those paid trips to DreamHack Austin, or WCS Austin, which is one of the biggest things, especially for the WCS EU Challenger players, because coming from EU to Austin is not going to be cheap, so that's what they're setting up for. Alright, so, Pool coming down here in the back from Bly. I mean, he has dropped the hatchery already. Off to the side, a little bit of a, well, not super normal positioning. Discussing a little bit in the chat the cost to go to Austin. I can tell you guys that because I reckon it would be about, depending on where you can fly from, it would probably be about, it's really tough to say actually, but for me to go to Austin, I think it cost about, it would have been about $750 to $1,000 overall. And you gotta remember, a lot of players will get support from their teams for that. A lot of players can share hotel rooms quite easily as well, you gotta remember too, so it kind of depends on on the flights, because I know for me the flights were really awkward to fly to Austin. So for other people in better locations, may be able to get better flights to Austin, and that might drop the price a bit. Also depends, I mean, you gotta remember, some of these players will probably have booked flights a long time ago as well to kind of make up for, you know, book early, lower the cost. A lot of players will have done this a long time ago, and that will help. And obviously then if they qualify for a WCS Challenger, then I believe that they get their flight just paid for, whatever flight they've already got, you know. As far as I'm aware, I'm not exactly going to know the specifics, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but it's more or less what I would imagine. I actually had this discussion a bit at I am kind of Vitsa with people. Let's see, first adept already picking up one drone kill. Not going to get another Shades away. And the opening here from ShoWTimE is just going to be that glaive, so 3 games, 3 different ways to open in the PvZ. Always nice if you have multiple builds under your belt, keep things different, keep changing things up, forcing Bly to give up this overload to scout and so on. Just stop Bly from getting into a rhythm, stop him feeling comfortable, feeling as though, okay, so once again I built this at this time and that at that time. Stop him from being able to kind of look at one game and say, oh, this was my mistake, so if he does the same again, I'll just change this. As you just see the feelings just looking around and seeing where they can go. A couple of depths sat in the wall, and a few depths sat in the wall here. Glaives again, not too far from finishing the robo facility, about halfway done, and Roach Rowan 2 from Bly is about 75% of the way done as well, so indeed just set up kind of very standard in these early stages right now as we move on forwards in game number 3. Lings move down to the low ground. Robo facility about to finish up from ShoWTimE. As we mentioned before, just with the Glaives, probably looking for some Warp Prism Adept harassment, and look to be really annoying with that. As we will see a probe or two going down in the back this one, just one probe, but still a pretty neat Robo finishes. Maybe he just Chrono Boosts out an Immortal right away and just goes for a very aggressive follow-up. Nope, it's going to be the Prism. Look at Bly though, 11 roaches, he's cut drones below 40. What he's aiming for here, Bly, is that he really wants to just go and clean up these Adepts and immediately counterattack with a big Ling Roach army. He wants to play aggressively, and well, for ShoWTimE, let's see if he can figure that out. I mean, he's got the Robo up, which is a good start for him. It means he can get Immortals out quickly to respond. He's got Sentries for Force Fields, and when he sees this number of Roaches already, well, does he commit into the mineral line with these Adepts? He will. He probably just wants to trade against as many Zerglings as possible right now. Maybe a few drones too. He gets confirmation that there's a lot of units, I guess, as well, so it buys him a bit of time, forces the Roaches to come back. And I guess the Prism will be looking for a similar effect here, forcing the Roaches to turn around. You don't need to commit too much to this. You know, you don't need to commit too much to this right now. You just have to, you know, have a couple of Adepts, and that's all it takes to start doing some damage and start, you know, creating a distraction. Is already gonna warp the Adepts on the other side. That's cute. That's very cute. Warping the Adepts in on the other side of those rocks there to make sure you can still warp them in is... You'll see some sentries a bit out of position actually because he's killing an Overlord. Here come the Roaches. Force Field is nicely placed though, and the Roach is not target firing down a sentry right away. Nice Guardian Shield too, by the way. It's actually really going to help out, as you do see. 4 of those roaches picked off, and the feelings to the left hand side looking around as well. A couple pylons getting ready to be placed over here too. A couple of adepts in the mineral line. 2 free adepts, 2 free drones, now 4. And a few more as well continue to be picked off. Look at this actually, 7 workers killed from just 2 adepts. I mean, that's just the value you can get out of a prism. Is you're starting to add on a couple of drones here and there, and that's been drilling a little bit, but more force fields. They trap these roaches in. Actually, the force fields in the back here may be a bit unnecessary. As ShoWTimE just pull back, actually will allow the Lynx to maybe run forwards, but ShoWTimE, he's just defended this so well. He's done good damage in the meantime too. ShoWTimE is looking pretty great here in Game 3. I mean, what a great player. This guy has been on top of the game, on top of the European scene for a long time, and with good reason. You can see it right here so far already in this series. I mean, he's yet to drop a map in WCS Challenger, and I think he qualified in first place from the ladder qualifier as well, so he really is the player to be watching out for. A few adepts go to the low ground again, just targeting more drones. ShoWTimE right now for him knows that drones or adepts are very expendable in return for drones, so gonna use to pick up damage. And well, Spire coming down as well. Is it spotted though by ShoWTimE? It is all the way over here actually. Spire's had a knack today for the Spire not being scouted. Unfortunately, this time ShoWTimE will see it. And he does start to throw down 2 Starglates in the main base just as a way to fight against this whole bunch. Of Zergling's going to run up the left-hand side, get ready to run in towards the third mineral line here. More adepts coming on in and picking up another couple of drone kills. 6 drones picked off so far, and well, a few probes going down up to the top side, but actually ShoWTimE going to get a good amount of Zerglings for his trade, whereas the adepts, they aren't really going down. And again, it's much easier for ShoWTimE to justify this right now. He's ahead on workers. He's ahead in army supply massively, by the way. And obviously, Bly is stacking up money to spam out Mutalisks, but again, they're going to be Mutas which shouldn't get too much done, considering ShoWTimE already has the double Stargate. 2 Phoenix start up in production right away. ShoWTimE not taking any risks. I mean, again, if you feel as though you're ahead and you've seen Aspire, 5 to 6 Phoenix are not going to cost you that much, and they're just going to keep you so safe in the game. Prism now gets taken down, but these adepts are having the time of their life in the main. The roaches keep on dropping. A nice transfuse to keep 1 or 2 of them alive a bit longer. A little bit of running around here by adepts. Could have picked up maybe a couple more drones as they shade away once again into a different location. More drones going down here. ShoWTimE will just shade away, and it's again just so much damage being done. 19, 20 workers. He sees the Mutalist now as well, so he gets confirmation that building the Phoenix is the right decision. 44 kills to the 8 in this game, and ShoWTimE. Just complete domination throughout the entire series, I would say. You know, I mean, as the series has gone on, it's just been ShoWTimE looking really, really good from start through to the end. Quick question in the chat about which games are played today and which are played tomorrow. Today, we will go up until winner bracket semi-finals. Both winner bracket semis will be broadcast on the mainstream. And we go up to losers round 3, so losers round 3 gets played out as well. So, Merchio ShoWTimE, which is looking to be one of the winner bracket semis, will be played today to answer a question in the chat. Temple Archives is on the way up here from ShoWTimE. Just another little something to help out is, again, 5 Phoenix already here makes it very difficult for these meters to really justify their costs. I mean, it's what, like 20 meters? It's like 2k spent on meters, and just like this, they're dropping like flies out of the sky already. 5 meters killed. They do kill a lot of probes actually, maybe a lot more than I was expecting them to get. ShoWTimE will keep on building those Phoenix. Bly in the meantime tries to rebuild some workers. 18 drones in production. ShoWTimE runs in once again. Never overcharged too, and again just getting some of those meters low makes life even easier for the Phoenix. Bly gonna run all the way over to the right hand side. Hive starts up for him as he looks for transition. Prism in the main base. Just a couple of Zealots gonna charge on forwards and already target firing down drones, so you can see the Queen though. I mean, actually Prism is still gonna be able to get away. Only 1 Queen, not that much anti-air really, and again it's forcing Bly to come back home. Does he only have meters on the map? He's got 1 Roach, 8 Lings, and 11 meters and 7 more meters building. He's so serious about this Mutalist count. So serious about this Mutalist count as we see meters coming forwards and clean up a little bit more. Phoenix do pick off an Overlord down to the south side, and well, still looking around these Phoenix trying to see if they can pick up more damage. A couple meters, not going to find too much though, and well, there's a meter going taken down pretty swiftly. I mean, this is the problem. The Phoenix will just fly around, pick off meters and meters and meters. There's no Onion Pulse Crystals, right? No, there isn't, but I mean, that would be real overkill. As you can see, Novel getting picked away down to the south center. Archon here getting surrounded by a few things and a Roach as well. And I mean, he could come in and defend this with the Phoenix, although maybe he does need to. I think the Archon might actually die. Wow. Probably could have saved that Archon there, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. I hate to be a bit of a bore, but ShoWTimE is just that far ahead right now. And oh no, Mita's going to take a shot or two from Archons already, softening them up, and that's going to be painful as you see the Muta's going to fly away to the right-hand side, and ShoWTimE keeps on pushing forwards, and one Overlord going down. Drone's going to transfer the G2 fly. ShoWTimE closes out the series 3 games to 0. Super simple stuff.